Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Demon Souls. Before we get to our fourth archdemon, there are a few things to do in the Nexus. And we haven't spent much time back here since killing our third archdemon, the Dragon God. In the interim, though, we did free Yurt the Silent Chief from his cage in Upper Latria. And there are two corpses that have appeared. One leading to another. Both storied warriors. Something else about the Nexus has changed. The music. Oh, hey, it's Yurt. Maybe he saw who killed those people.
I am indebted to you for your help in Latria. Without it, I would not have made it back. Now, I can go on with my work. And for that, thank you.
See, I told you he'd be grateful.
What is it? I have no business with you. Not yet. Do not be concerned. Life is hardly as precious as one might think. Life is hardly as precious as one.
You're asking a lot of questions already answered by my do not be concerned breastplate. I love the weapon Yurt fights with, the Shodel. Luckily, he is a bit of a chump. Let's see if we can get this done with a riposte. Whoop. Nope. Ooh, my timing is bad with this. And if I am not careful, he will kill me. So...
Why? Mephistopheles was right about you.
Mephistopheles. We'll talk more about them in just a second, after we've had a chance to comb through the item description for the Gloom set. Black iron helm worn by Yurt the Silent Chief and known to herald gloom. Decorated with two uniquely fashioned horns, its weight slows stamina regeneration. I hate how all of the coolest looking armor has some kind of stamina penalty associated with it. Extremely close-fitting black iron gauntlets worn by Yurt, known to herald gloom, robs the wearer of body heat, causes shivers and misty breath. So first off, we could have killed Yurt immediately in Upper Latria. I could have pushed him right into the toilet, and he wouldn't have killed his first two victims, those unnamed denizens of the Nexus that just showed up as corpses. If we had progressed and killed another boss, he would have killed a named NPC and kept going.
King Alant led Boletaria with a round table of the bravest knights. The noble twin Fangs, Valifax and Bjor. Alfred, the Tower Knight, Metas, the Penetrator, and the brave tribesman Longbow Ulan and his fearsome legions. But today, Boletaria is an abysmal mess. Valifax was lost, and Bjor slipped through the fissure, never to be heard from again. All the rest, along with Boletaria, are either devoured by the fog or fallen afoul of the demons. The Boletarian knights are no longer. But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself. But
now I'm going to run myself back up to the Monumental, and in the meantime, let's talk for just a quick second about the character that Yurt referenced, Mephistopheles. The game is referencing Mephistopheles from Faust, a story about a scholar who made a bargain with Satan to attain the service of his emissary, Mephistopheles. But the deal was that it was only for a limited time, and when that time was up, Satan would get Faust's soul. And we will circle back to Mephistopheles.
Take this. It will be of help to you on your quest.
The Allies Ring.
Have you received assistance from the Candle Maiden? She is a prisoner of the Nexus. It is her duty to lull the Old One back to its slumber. That is why she helps those who hunt demons. And that is why she has become a demon herself. A soul is the essence with which living things comprehend the world around them. When one loses the soul, one loses the mind, and a land barren of souls is absorbed by fog and banished to the infinite darkness. The Old One is a bottomless pit of nothingness, with an insatiable appetite for the souls collected by its faithful demons. The Old One's very nature cannot be fathomed by the living. The soul arts shall be lost once the Old One is lulled back to slumber. A soul is the essence of thought, which is latent in all living things. You must never forget. The power that you now enjoy contradicts the essence of the soul, for it stems from demon magic. Have you visited the Pantheon on the uppermost floor? The Pantheon honors the souls of demon slayers, like yourself. Perhaps one day your soul too will be honored in that same fashion. That is the most we can do to give thanks to the brave and honorable warriors who fight to reverse our sins. Have you visited?
The soul being the essence of the self. Something that when you lose it, you lose your grip on life and your desire to live. It's the same idea behind hollowing in Demon Souls' spiritual sequel, Dark Souls, as well. There's honestly a lot of little thematic bombshells strewn about in the Monumental's monologue there, kind of telling us what the souls are meant to represent as symbols, and it's something we'll loop back to after the ending, because that will give us even more context to analyze that. But I think it really starts to expose the philosophy of this game very plainly. And now on to the Ivory Tower. In the Ivory Tower, prisoners hung in cages, their flesh patched together to create fleshy monstrosities. It was the doing of Latria's new master, an old man who had long ceased to be human, seeking to create demons by his own hand. Oh, I almost forgot. Why did the Monumental give us that ring just now? If you look in the upper left, you'll see... Hold on. In the upper left, the eye is glowing white to indicate that I have pure white character tendency, which is a mirror to world tendency. And at pure white, you get the allies ring from Monumental. We'll get another pretty significant event at pure black. And to get to pure black, we invade people and kill them, or we kill non-hostile NPCs like merchants. Oh, it's happening. The twist of this fight is that if you play online, you can get invaded by another player, and that invader becomes the boss, which is really cool in concept. They get whatever they came in with, plus a few things from the boss himself, like some homing soul arrows, plus the head wrap that you saw. That will, at least cosmetically, replace their helmets. The thing is, I personally find the PvP in this game really annoying in the first place, but especially in the context of a boss fight, I am super not down for someone potentially dragging a fight out for 45 minutes. Also, this is a little something about the old monk that I learned from GDQ, which is that if there is a chair between you and him, he will stop to break it. He'll stop to punch it every time. So offline, the basic NPC monk has homing soul arrows, regular soul arrow, I believe some kind of fire spell, and of course his fist weapons. And don't worry, we're going to see the online version of this, but from the perspective of being the boss, which I don't think I ever showed in the old LP, unless I just forgot. And those homing soul arrows will spawn automatically every now and then, and more of them spawn as his health gets lower. And, of course, there is a literary origin to this fight, The King in Yellow by Robert Chambers, which is a short story anthology that sort of veers into the emerging weird fiction genre. This was before Lovecraft, even. Also, we can see his fine collection of chairs. He's a big fan of artisanal craftsmanship. So you could call it proto-weird, I guess. And the thread that runs through all of the stories in The King in Yellow, which refers to both a stage play that condemns people who see it to die, or some other horrible fate, and it's also the name of some sort of powerful demonic entity. Throne Room of Yormidar. His revenge complete, the old man withered away, driven to madness by the golden robes that controlled his body. Now too frail to serve as a vessel, he was fully absorbed by the demon's soul. There we go. And now we're going to get to see this from the other way around. So we start off here, invading essentially in Maneater's boss room, and we'll get summoned to the boss room of 3-3. And here is a spot that you're going to want to watch out for if you do this fight online, because invaders really love this little trick. Hopefully makes it to us, and in the meantime, while we're waiting for our victim, this is, or was, as of 2015, Hidetaka Miyazaki's favorite boss that he had ever made. For one, he personally did the head wrap design, and he was really proud of it, and also he got a lot of pushback on the idea because there are clearly downsides to this. Like, my whole gripe with it is always that it tends to be drawn out and frustrating. And I also just don't like the PvP in the game that much, so it's not for me. It's not meant to appeal specifically to me. It's one of the aspects of the game that I can ignore, though, so whatever. But it's still a fascinating thing. Like, having another player be the boss of your game is a really cool experimental idea. It's something incredibly unique. Oh, I can hear a crossbow firing at the Black Phantom mind flares out there. So we're going to get ready. All right, here we go. Oh, you might want to turn around. Oh, not like this. We did them dirty. This is why you should always be aware of that corner. If you do this online, somebody will do that to you. I'm gonna go again though, because that was too dirty. I'm so glad we got the same person. You can kill me, it's fine. Make up for doing this person so filthy. They have to kill me before the homing soul arrows come out again, though. I don't control that. Oh, okay. You're good, you got this. Congratulations, Shinji. We already completed this and got the head wrap, so we're good. Alright, now we can get on with clearing out the rest of the World Tendency events in Latria. And since we did all of the Pure Black events in the 3-2 episode, starting from Rydell's Black Phantom up through the Primeval Demon in the swamp in 3-2, all we have to worry about now is doing all the Pure White stuff. And we got Pure White just from killing Black Phantom Rydell and the Primeval Demon, and then on top of that we also beat Man-Eaters and the Old Monk since then. So we are more than good to go. And this is that spot in 3-2 I told you to remember, because we'd be coming back here in Pure White to get a key, and that key will finally allow us to free Rydell's ghost. Which, mind you, is totally unnecessary, because we know Rydell's ghosts can slip through the bars like the Black Phantom did. This is such a nerve-wracking fall, because you have to be precisely in the right spot. It's why I never ever do this. Especially because the rune sword and shield, I remember we will get later. But I just wanted to go about it this way. A gold sword with an intricate design, physical attack is negligible, weapon of a great hero of legend, who also wielded the matching shield. Golden shield graced with an exquisite design, fortified... Okay, that wasn't worth it at all. I thought there was at least something to that. Again, we will be seeing those weapons. Actually, we've already seen them. We've seen them on Ostrava. And since I forgot to read the description earlier, head wrappings that were once the golden robe of the wizened usurper of Latria, which took possession of the wary old man, can only be obtained by being summoned by the wrappings, and then carrying out their wishes. Perhaps they seek a new person to possess. The wearer of these wrappings enjoys a boost to magic power, but at the expense of receiving increased damage from magic. I think it makes me look hot. And finally, at long last, we can backtrack through the Prison of Hope and free Lord Rydell. And we can even get into the adjacent lane of cells, because the rubble's gone in Pure White World Tendency. First, he's going to have a bunch to say to us.
Why, thank you. Thank you, kind soul. Please, take this fine piece of work. I have no use for it now. And thus begins my final, eternal rest. And thus begins...
Before we got the clever rat's ring, this is the dull rat's ring. Plain gold ring with small animal engraved on the seal, increases defense while HP is below 30%. Belonged to Lord Rydell, also known as Alant Aron. He also owned the clever rat's ring, counterpart to the spine piece of jewelry. So now, let's see what we have waiting in the cells over here. Rydell did mention when we first met him behind bars that he wanted to be freed so he could rest in peace alongside his wife. A body with a three-cornered hat. And then deeper in, there's still a little bit more. I guess this is a good place to stop, though. This stiff, scuffed, pointy hat is precisely what people imagine when they think of a witch. This one, oddly enough, was actually worn by one. Remember the witch referenced in the phosphorescent pole's description? And then this is the set that Frake wears. The venerable sage's robe. Worn by Sage Frake the Visionary, this practical garb is suited to long journeys. Underneath the wear and tear, this attire is just about recognizable as that of a saint. There might be more to Frake's past than meets the eye. Yeah, it is a modified version of the saint's robes. And now, before I leave off today, I want to shout out my $10 and up patrons for the month of September: Cinderland Ackerblom, Victor T, Moody, Evan, Kyle, Absinthe Miasma, Brenton Buchanan, Chris Makesner Croft, Cleric Beastie, Ditlutz, Maddie Hansen, Not a Tick with Wi-Fi, Sabella Fionlag, Wolfman 500, David Enever, Sam, and last but certainly not least, Sad Salad Dressing. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.